Hello, and welcome to day 18 of Mindfulness for Little Car. And we talk a bit about getting comfortable with your practice. And basically, what is comfortable is what is familiar. We all know that to be true. So an example is, driving on the left, the type of clothes you wear, your friendships, your food, things that you are comfortable with in your life, things that you're familiar with in your life. In the same token that when you go on holiday and you're surrounded by people speaking a different language, or you experience different food or very different weather, it's all slightly unsettling because it's less comfortable, it's less familiar to you. And the unfamiliar is as stressful as the familiar is unstressful. Now, comfortable, though, is not always good. There are lots of examples we can think of, either in our own lives or in friends and relatives we have, where they're very comfortable with their job or their relationships or the state of their health, but they're not good jobs for them or good relationships for them, and their health isn't good, but they've got so entrenched and set and just comfortable being the way that they are, that it would take a glacier to actually get them moving. So when it comes to making mindfulness more comfortable in your lives, it's kind of two parts. The first part is technique, and technique it's about where you do the practice. It's about physically finding a posture to be in that's comfortable for you, or a chair, or a place in the house or at work that's comfortable. It's about managing disruptions, anything that comes in and out. But it's also about technique is about what you decide to do. So I'm talking you through mindfulness exercises each day, and that's an option. There are lots of other people out there there are lots of other recorded stuff for mindfulness techniques that you really need to try, because some voices will just settle with you better than others will, and finding one that really works for you is really worthwhile. I'm not a big music listener. I don't ever listen to music, if I'm honest. I like quiet over sound. However, years ago, I discovered that the cello, there's something about the deep tones of the cello that really resonates with me. And I feel incredibly comfortable listening to the cello. And if I want to sit down and listen to some of Yo-Yo Ma, I can literally feel my heart relax. So that's the importance of getting the right tone and something that really hits with you. So find a voice, if you're doing guided practices, find a voice that works for you. Find a length of time that works for you. 10 to 20 minutes is the normal for people to get into doing on a regular basis. Sometimes longer, sometimes shorter, but more often. Play with it. Do a couple of 5-minute mindfulness sessions one day. Do a 20-minute one day, and just see how you feel with them both. And it might be that you do different ones on different days, or it might be that you actually realize that 15 minutes is the best length for you, in which case that's what you're aiming to do. And the familiar bit is to have a judgment that you've got suddenly good at it. In fact, that tends to be the catch. Don't get disillusioned. View this much more as being a keen amateur sportsman, or dancer, or footballer, or singer, or writer. That this is something you do for the enjoyment of the experience of it. It's not about achieving a certain level of it or a certain, standard. The experience of doing it, the experience of being somebody who can say, I'm somebody who does mindfulness, the experience of being somebody who relates to that's a really good thing. And that comes with repetition. It simply comes with repetition. And with repetition, you will build up that comfort level so that you settle into what you're doing more, and you start less over time to worry about the experience of what you're doing, and settle more into having the experience of what you're doing. And that's great. And over the months, years, you can try lots of different techniques, but essentially getting comfortable with it as I'm somebody who does mindfulness is absolutely key. So we'll do a practice now and focus on being comfortable with it. So as always, start by taking a moment to make sure you're sitting comfortably and that you feel settled. And then allow your attention to move to your feet and allow yourself to be really focused on your feet and notice how your feet feel. And then allow your eyes to close and really heighten your sensations of experience of your feet. Then draw your focus up to your knees and really allow yourself to be aware of your knees and really focus on the experience of your knees. Then draw your attention up to your seat. Really focus on how it feels to be sitting. Really notice what it feels like to be sat. Then allow your focus to move to your low back and really notice how your low back feels. And then move your attention to your mid back and notice how your mid back feels. And then move your focus to your upper back and really focus on how your upper back feels. Then allow your focus to move to your shoulders and notice how your shoulders feel. Allow yourself to be fully aware of your shoulders. Then move your focus and your attention to your arms. And allow yourself to be aware of your arms, they rest at the sides of your body. Then draw your focus to your hands and notice how your hands feel. And then draw your attention to your head and notice how your head feels in your shoulders. Allow yourself to be fully aware of your head. And then allow your attention to move to your breath and notice the fact that you're breathing. Notice the fact that you're breathing. Allow yourself to follow your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And just follow your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. I'd also like you to become more aware of your left leg. And just of the sensation of having your left leg. So we're not doing a body scan, we're not focused on individual parts. Just getting a sense of how it feels to have your left leg. As you breathe in and out, feel the breath as if you're breathing down to the tips of your toes and back up again. As you breathe in and out and really become aware of your left leg. Be aware of what it's like to have your left leg. Feel how comfortable and familiar that is. And then draw your attention into your right leg. And again, breathing down to your toes as you breathe in and out. Start to become fully aware of how your right leg feels, what it feels like to have your right leg. Just let yourself feel that right leg. Just breathe in and out, down to the toes and back. Become aware of that right leg. and your body. Breathe into it. Breathe down, right down through your seat, through your thighs and calves, down into your toes, and out again. Really feel how comfortable it is to have the lower part of your body. Then draw your attention up to your torso. As you breathe in and out, really allow yourself to be aware of your torso. What it just feels like to have your torso. What it feels like to have this part of your body. As you breathe out, feel the breath going to the edges of your torso, so you're fully aware how your torso feels. So just let yourself be conscious and comfortable with how your torso feels, what it feels like to have your torso. And then as you breathe in and out, allow yourself to become really aware of your left arm. As you breathe in and out down to the fingertips of your left arm. And as you breathe in and out, allow yourself to become fully aware of what it's like to have that arm. Really feel comfortable with what it feels like to have that arm. Then allow your breath to extend to your right end of your right hand. Really allow yourself to feel what it feels like to have your right arm and your right hand, and to feel what they feel like to be part of you. How does the whole of the right arm feel? And then allow yourself to be fully aware of your torso and your arms. So most of the top of the body, and just let yourself feel what it's like to be somebody who has those arms and that torso, who has that top part of the body. And really breathe in and out of that whole area, feeling how comfortable it feels and how familiar it feels. And then as you breathe in and out, become fully aware of your head. And just be aware what it's like to have your head. What it's like to have your head sitting there. What it's like for that consciousness to be residing in it. Just be aware of how that head feels. And then as you breathe in and out, extend your awareness to the whole body at the same time. So just as you breathe in and out for the sense of the whole body at each breath. And as you do, you get a sense of how comfortable and familiar the whole body is as you breathe in and out. Just being aware of how the whole body is as you breathe in and out. And then as we come towards the end of the practice, allow your attention just to go back to your head and notice what it feels like to have your head, still with your eyes closed, sitting on your shoulders. Notice the front part of your head and the sides of your head and the back part of your head. And notice how they feel. And really notice your head. Then allow your focus to move to your shoulders. Notice how your shoulders feel. The front parts of the shoulders, the top part of the shoulders, the back of the shoulders. Just take a moment to really feel how your shoulders feel. And then allow your attention to move to your arms and really focus on how your arms feel, how they settle at the side of the body, what it feels like for them to rest there. Be aware of any surfaces they come in contact with. And just allow yourself to be aware of your arms. And then allow your awareness to move to your hands and really focus on your hands and notice how they're resting or sitting, and any sensations that are going on in your hands. And really allow yourself to be aware of your hands. And then allow your attention to move to your upper back and notice how your upper back feels and really focus on this area. And then allow your attention to move to your mid-back and notice how your mid-back feels and really focus on your mid-back. And then allow your attention to move to your low back and really focus on your low back and how it feels. Draw your attention to your low back. Be settled, to be supported, to be steady. Really feel what that feels like to be set. And then allow your awareness to move to your knees and notice how your knees feel. Allow yourself to be aware of your knees, fully conscious of your knees. And then move your focus to your feet. Allow yourself to be aware of your feet on the floor or on the surface they contact. Really focus on your feet and how steady they are. As we come to the end of the practice, you can open your eyes when you're ready. So as I say, I hope it was helpful, and doing it in a way that kind of sits right with you, which is a question of when, where, how, and make it familiar by repeating and repeating and repeating. Hope that was useful. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.